This is Francis Ferrugia welcoming you to tonight's DM Daily News. Thank you for joining us. 6 teenagers are recovering after being shot in North London, the Metropolitan Police have said. The young males, aged between 16 and 19, were injured in the shooting in the Cornwall Road, West Green Road and Phillip Lane area of Haringey at around 9:30 p.m. on Friday. All the youths were taken to hospital with gunshot wounds, but none of their conditions are believed to be life-threatening. No one else was injured. One of those taken to hospital has been discharged and arrested in connection with the incident. 4 other males have also been arrested and are in custody at different North London police stations. Scotland Yard said officers from Operation Trident, which investigates gun crime in the black community, are leading the investigation into the incident. The force has appealed for witnesses to get into contact. Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger and Vice President Joe Biden both spoke at an emotional memorial service for 2 firefighters who were killed while battling the massive station fire. LA County Fire Captain Ted Hall and LA County Firefighter Specialist Arnaldo Quinones lost their lives August 30th when they were overrun by a fast-moving fire which approached Fire Camp 16 during the fire. Hundreds of firefighters from California and across the county gathered with family and friends to remember the fallen fighters. Vice President Biden said the men were part of a special breed of hero, unafraid to risk their lives to save others. There's a saying that all men are created equal, but then a few become firefighters, Biden said. Ted Hall and Arnie Quinones, you are giants in my eyes and in the eyes of all Californians, Governor Schwarzenegger said. The massive station fire has charged more than 160,300 acres, destroyed more than 80 homes, and is still burning in the Angeles National Forest. The fire was 80% contained Saturday. Arson investigators believe the fire was intentionally set in an area near the Angeles Crest Highway. A $100,000 reward from the state and $50,000 from the county have been offered to find whoever started the fire. The arsonist could face murder charges for the deaths of Hall and Quinones. Brazil has set a deadline for French manufacturer Dassault to finalize its bid for a multi-billion-dollar fighter jet contract, also increasing pressure on competing offers by Swedish and US firms. Dassault has until September 21 to formalize before the Brazilian Air Force a commercial proposition for the Rafale fighter jet consistent with the parameters set by French President Nicolas Sarkozy, the Defense Ministry said in a statement late Friday. Lula has also already indicated that Dassault is positioned to win the contest to supply the Air Force with modern fighters that will bolster his country's ambitions to become Latin America's preeminent military power. On Monday, Lula and Sarkozy issued a joint statement announcing that Brazil's official negotiations to buy 36 of Dassault's Rafale jets would begin, without, however, ending the tender process. Despite agreeing that Dassault's technology transfer plans seem ambitious, some analysts have objected to the package's price, which a French presidency source estimated at €7 billion, or $10.2 billion. The Brazilian president, who wants his country to become one of the 21st century's big powers, has been adamant that Brazil must acquire the specialized knowledge to build its own independent defense industry. President Sarkozy is the only president up to now who has told me he not only wants to transfer the technology to Brazil, but also build the plane in Brazil and let our country have the option of selling to all Latin America what will be built here, Lula said. Now we have to see if Dassault can show the same flexibility as Sarkozy. A strong earthquake has struck off the coast of Venezuela, knocking out power in the capital and sending people rushing into the streets. The 6.4 magnitude quake's epicenter was 65 miles west of Caracas at a depth of 6.2 miles. The country's interior minister said there were no reports of physical damage or loss of life. The closest town to the epicenter was Puerto Cabello on the country's northern coast. Tremors were also felt in nearby Carabobo and Aragua's states. We have not received any information of material damage, much less any reports of the loss of human life, Interior Minister Tarak al-Assami said, according to AFP news agency. Reuters reported that power was out in one area of the capital, and media reports suggested that other regions were also without electricity. The country's Minister for Light Industry said that efforts were being made to repair any damage to telephone networks or gas and electricity supplies that may have failed after the earthquake. In Tokyo, only 3 of Japan's 47 prefectural governors expressed their support for the Democratic Party of Japan's key policy of phasing out expressway tolls, with 16 stating clear opposition and 28 withholding their answers, a Kyodo News survey showed Saturday. The advocates are from Iwate, Tokushima and Okinawa prefectures. Those opposed include Wakayama's governor, who cited concern about how the central government will find sufficient funds to build expressways deemed necessary in regional areas. The DPJ set to form a new cabinet next week, with its president Yukawa Hatoyama assuming the premiership, says the policy will help revitalize Japan's regional economies. Tolls are used to repay public loans made for expressway construction by an independent administrative body. If the new government abolishes the toll system for certain expressways, it has to find other resources in taxpayer money for the repayment. With such an aspect apparently in mind, the Oyota Prefecture governor said it will burden people who do not much use expressways. Concern about delays in shipments of fresh food and door-to-door goods delivery services are also mentioned by the governors of Nagasaki and Tokyo in anticipation their expressways will be jammed once tolls are abolished. Some of those opponents said the policy would contribute to increases in carbon monoxide emissions by encouraging more drivers. But Tokushima's governor, who is among the 3 advocates, said Japan should use the policy to build momentum for promoting hybrid and other environmentally friendly vehicles as a way to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Finally, we leave you with our picture of the day, children taking lessons at a school in Toyosu, Japan. Please join us tomorrow where we will catch up on the latest international sports news.